Hi, I'm Mary Desjardins, Executive Director of TD Friends of the Environment Foundation. I'm so proud to share with you some of our accomplishments from 2014 in our annual year in review. Thanks to the generosity of our donors, the more than 160,000 Canadians who give monthly to TDFEF, we dispersed more than $4.9 million in grants this year. From rain gardens and watershed restoration projects to outdoor classrooms and vermicomposting programs, we provided funding to over 1,000 environmental projects and programs across the country. And as always, 100% of every dollar you donated was invested in making a difference in your community. TDFEF supports a wide range of environmental initiatives with a primary focus on environmental education, urban greening and enhancing biodiversity, and energy conservation. Environmental education continues to be a strong area of focus for the Foundation. We've seen a shift in how, or more precisely where, environmental education is being delivered. Learning is increasingly moving from the classroom to outside, in the environment itself. With a goal to enhance the capacity of the environmental charities that we support, we introduced the TDFEF Leadership Grant Program this year. It's the only national program of its kind entirely focused on the environmental sector. Through this program, up to $80,000 in funding is available annually to support today's and tomorrow's leaders. I'd like to congratulate our first cohort of grant recipients as they work to build more vibrant organizations and strengthen the environmental sector. Through our national programs, we continue to work with and within communities to grow and care for our urban forests. Earlier this year, we commissioned a poll to ask Canadians their thoughts on the importance of trees. 96% of Canadians told us that it's important to plant trees today in order to sustain a healthy environment and to improve the quality of life for their children and their grandchildren. The majority also wanted more trees planted in their communities, and we couldn't agree more. Through TD Tree Days, our flagship volunteer program, we've added over 135,000 trees to Canada's urban forest canopies. And in celebration of the program's 5th anniversary in 2014, we planted another 50,000 in over 140 communities nationwide. We're grateful to the thousands of volunteers, including our TD site leaders, for helping us achieve this milestone. One of the many things I love about TD Tree Days is how it brings people together around a common purpose, a desire to make a difference in the environment in their community. We continued our work with several Aboriginal communities, including the First Nations of Fort William and Westbank, and welcomed a new partner, Caldwell First Nation. We were honored to be invited back to Georgina Island First Nation to celebrate the opening of the memorial park that we helped to create as part of Tree Days in 2013. We also added 2 new Tree Days events, which brought to life TD's commitment to diversity and inclusion for people with disabilities. At our inaugural planting with the deaf community, American Sign Language interpreters facilitated communication between hearing and deaf volunteers. We even learned to sign a few words and phrases related to tree planting, like tree and dig. We also collaborated with the Canadian National Institute for the Blind for an accessible planting, at which visually impaired and sighted volunteers worked side by side to plant 600 trees. If you've never participated in a Tree Days planting, I do hope you'll consider joining us next year. It takes just a few hours, and the community and environmental benefits are instantaneous and long-lasting. In 2014, we awarded TD Green Streets grants to 23 communities across the country, from Abbotsford, BC to Summerside, PEI, to help bring to life innovative urban forestry projects that address local challenges. From bioswales that capture and treat stormwater runoff to a restoration project to help reestablish pollinators in an urban environment, we're thrilled to see municipalities and Aboriginal communities develop creative approaches to urban greening. I hope that you'll take the time to explore our 2014 year in review to learn about how your contributions are making a difference in your community and how TDFEF is working to make an impact nationwide. Thank you again for your continued support. I look forward to celebrating the Foundation's 25th anniversary with you all in 2015.